Hey guys, today I want to show you how to make money by selling low content books. And low content books are basically books like this that have got virtually no content in them. And these books can be created in a matter of minutes. Believe it or not, but these books are in really high demand. And there are thousands and thousands of these type of books that are being sold every single day. And I'm going to show you exactly which website to use to get your share of those sales. What's an example of a low content book? Here on the screen, you can see there is a book called Mixed Puzzles Activity Book for Adults. And this is a pretty good typical example of a low content book. You can see that it's got 79 ratings. Usually about 5 to 10% of buyers leave ratings. So we can safely say that this book has probably had at least 1,000 sales. At $7.99 per sale, that means that it's generated about $8,000. Now, many people, many buyers have thousands of listings. So even though this book has only made 8,000 in revenue, potentially the seller could have thousands of these books, each one doing similar numbers. And let's take a look at inside this book. Some of the puzzles that it's got is basically just very simple and basic puzzles like this, solve the maze. And these puzzles can be automatically generated. I'm going to show you in this tutorial exactly how this works, how you can automatically create books like this with all of these kind of mazes and other examples of low content. The cool thing here, of course, is that this book was only published on the 12th of January 2023, so a few months ago, and it's already had 8,000 in sales, and it's going to continue making sales for a long time to come. If you guys want to follow along with me during this tutorial, you can use this software that I'm going to be using. It's called BookBolt. The cool thing is that it's actually got a 3-day free trial. So if you guys want to give it a go, just go below this video and there's going to be a link to BookBolt. It's also got a 20% discount coupon if you guys decide to go beyond the 3-day free trial. But you might as well register and take a look at how it works so that you can kind of follow along with me on this tutorial. Once you're inside BookBolt, you'll see a dashboard that looks like this. There are two main sections. You can either go to research or into actual book creation. So first of all, let's look at research. Now for research, on the left hand side, you've got a lot of different options. You can go through the tutorials to learn how everything works in details. There is a tutorial for each of these sections. I'm just going to show you a way to quickly find some cool ideas for keywords. So the first way to find research is from inside the BookBolt software, and you just need to give it a seed keyword and it's going to give you some related keyword ideas as well as some additional information about what kind of products you can create. And it's super important to do your research properly, because if you just publish a puzzle book and you give it a title of puzzle book, look what's going to happen. So we've got puzzle book here, we click return, and what we get is 50,000 result for puzzle book. You're not going to be able to sell, unfortunately, because there is just way too much competition for something as generic as puzzle book. Now, if we dig deeper and we type in puzzle book space, and we'll look at puzzle book for adults or puzzle book for teens or puzzle book for kids ages 12 to 14, it gets better. Okay, so if we look puzzle book for kids ages 12 to 14, we can see that there's 7,000 results. So that's a lot better than 50,000. Now, an important thing to do is to actually put your result into quotation marks like this, because this is going to give you the most relevant results. And you can see that there are only 3 results for puzzle book for kids ages 12 to 14. And look at that, there are only 3 results where this exact combination of words appear in the same sentence in this exact order. This is important because Amazon likes to show the most relevant results. So the key point here is that if you make a book about puzzle book for kids ages 12 to 14, you're going to get a much better chance in ranking and actually getting sales than if you were to simply publish a puzzle book that's so generic and it's already got over 50,000 results. Another cool example of the types of low content books that you can publish is logbooks. So what you can do is type in logbook, click enter, and then just see what sort of logbooks actually sell, because that might spark some ideas and give you some additional creativity. So here we can see there's a multi-purpose logbook, so that's pretty cool. Let's continue scrolling down. Okay, there we go. So there is a daily work task logbook. So that has had 48 reviews, so probably got about 500 to 1,000 sales. So that's pretty interesting. And if you open this up, this is another just example. Let's click look inside, okay? And we can see that all it is just a daily work task. So it's basically like a book of templates. It's just got this same thing happening on every single page. Okay, task log, start time, end time, task activity, etc. And it just continues going like that. Okay, so once you set up this template, you can just copy and paste it into each of the pages of the book, and basically that's your book done. That's why it's called a low content book, because you don't need to write anything. Like, you don't need to, you know, come up with thousands and thousands of pages of content. All you need to do is just set up the template, and then this is what people want to buy. And there is, as you can see, huge demand for this. Another huge topic is what's called activity books. If we look at the results for activity books, you'll see there's like tons and tons of different types of activity books that are in huge demand. There are many with thousands of ratings. And just to do something different, I'm actually going to show you how to use the research capability within BookBolt. So make sure you're in the products area on the left-hand side, and then under keywords, let's put in activity book. And let's click search, and BookBolt will go and do its magic. So this way you can do all of your research from right inside BookBolt, because this is going to be the software that you're going to use to publish the books as well. And you can just look through all of these books, and you can look at all of the information about them. My favorite feature though is this one here on the right, which says related keywords, because it's essentially a keyword research software that gives you suggestions for other types of keywords that are related to activity book. So you can give it kind of like a parent keyword or key phrase, such as activity book, and then it will give you additional more detailed suggestions. For example, we can see dino activity book. So that gives us an idea. Okay, so there are activity books that are animal specific. So it could be like dino or shark or fox, etc. All right, so then you can continue scrolling. So there is frog activity book. All right, so there are some people that probably are into frogs as well. So that gives you a bit of an idea. There's frozen activity books. So frozen could be a little bit hard because of copyright, so we can skip that. There is duck activity book. So that's pretty cool. All right, so, oh, there's another one here called Africa activity book. So let's actually take a look at some of these. All right, so if we type in shark activity book, let's see what kind of sales we're getting. And here we go. So there's actually quite a lot of good activity here. There is a book that was published in 2020 with 106 reviews. So it's probably had a couple of thousand sales. All right, and there's another book here that has had 36 reviews. And as an example, there is this one. It was published 5 years ago, basically now, and it's had 30 ratings. So it's probably had about 500 sales, I would say. But don't let these low numbers scare you, because it's only going to take you about 15 to 30 minutes to actually make the book. Okay, so, and this is not something where you publish one book and you make 1 million sales. This business model is about having dozens and then eventually hundreds of listings and making a little bit at a time from each of them, because it's passive, it's ongoing. Once you've published that book, it's going to continue bringing you sales. Now let's take a look inside this book. We've got 62 pages, okay, and we can see that this is a paperback. Here we've got the dimensions for this book, which is going to be important to us in one of the next steps. And we can use this look inside feature to see what they've done. So we've got a pretty cool cover. The cover is nice and kid-friendly. And if we look inside, what we see is very basic puzzles like this. So there's a puzzle, okay, and then there is just this illustration of sharks going around it. Then there is like activity 2, all right, another puzzle. Activity 3, another puzzle. What is this, guys? This is low content. Okay, low content, it works 100%. You just need to be able to create something similar, and this is where BookBolt comes in, because it makes generating these puzzles and creating these kind of books very simple. There's one more reason why I think shark activity book is a really good topic. If you scroll down the page, you very quickly, like after about 5 or 6, you'll start coming across listings that don't even have activity in the title. And this is very, very important. If you're not familiar with SEO, pay attention to these, because the biggest priority that Amazon gives is how well the title matches the search query, right? So if the search query is shark activity book and the actual title of the book doesn't have activity in it, there's going to be very little chance that this book is going to come up above yours. Okay, so if you create a book and you publish it and it says shark activity book, then you will have every chance to outrank these other less relevant books. Let's say you've decided to create a book like this with shark activity for kids, including some puzzles. Inside BookBolt, where it says research, you can click this drop down option to choose the create, and then select BookBolt Studio, which will open up the creation interface for these low content books. From here, you can create your first project. Let's choose the project type. So you want paperback or hardcover. In general, paperback is a better option because they're more popular on Amazon. So what's going to happen is that once someone purchases this book, Amazon will actually print this book for you, so you don't have to take care of the physical printing of the book. And when someone pays $6.92 for this book, you're going to pay a certain amount of money to Amazon and you're going to keep the difference. Amazon will then send the actual book, the physical copy of the book, like this, or whatever your book ends up looking like. They will send it out directly to the customer. You don't need to deal with that. Let's call the project Shark Activities, like this. Here we will need to choose the trim size. This is effectively the book size. A good idea is to see other popular books in your niche and their dimensions. So here we can see that it's 8.5 by 11 is the size, and it's right here in our drop down options, 8.5 by 11. Then we've got the selection of black and white interior with white paper, or color, or premium color. You can actually take a look at what has worked before. So clearly this book has done well. And inside we can see that it is all black and white. So for us here, black and white interior with white paper will work just fine. And here you can select the bleed or no bleed options. In most cases, you will want to go with no bleed, and what bleeding refers to is exactly how close this printed material comes to the edge of the page. You don't want it to be right in between where there is this crease. So bleed would mean that basically the print goes right onto the edge or even in between. You don't want that. Bleed costs more money to print and you want your profit margins to be high. You don't need the bleed. Then we need to specify page count, and again you can go off what has worked before. So this particular book has got 62 pages, so we can do something similar. For example, we can go with 64 pages, and from here we can click create project. First, you'll need to design your cover. You can upload your cover from another program, or you can design the cover right within the BookBolt software. To do that, just go into the images area and you can use Pixabay stock images or Unsplash stock images, or you can of course upload your own images as well. So we can search something like shark and perhaps put in cartoon keyword and see what we get. Actually, I really like this first one. This shark, it looks nice and cartoony and kind of kids, and suitable potentially to be on the kids cover book. So this is looking really awesome, and we want something in the background. So if again we go back to these books just to see how their front and back look. So this is the front and this is the back. Okay, so we want this sort of nice ocean type background. So you can search for ocean background on Pixabay or Unsplash. I found this one, so I'm quite happy with how this is looking. So let's now add the other elements. We'll go back into BookBolt and then we can create this text. Just remember that our front cover is actually on the right hand side. So this is where we want to put our writing. All right, so something like this is very quick and simple to do, as you can see, and it's starting to look really, really good. I'm not going to bore you with too much detail, but you can use all of these amazing tools that BookBolt has got inside it to create really, really great covers. So now let's move on to actually create those puzzles. Again, you can always look inside to see what kind of puzzles I've done before well for other books, and you can see it's very basic. So let's explore what kind of puzzles we can access within BookBolt. So there is something called templates library, and in here you can actually take a look at what these kind of different puzzles exist, and there are puzzles that are already built into the puzzle generator. Logic is built into BookBolt. Okay, so all you need to do is just select the type of puzzle. So let's say we want this circular style of puzzle. So I'm just going to select that, and you need to choose which pages you'd like those puzzles to be applied to. So let's say the first, perhaps let's go with the first 6 pages. Okay, we want this circular type of puzzle. So now we've got that. Let's click next. You can adjust other settings. You'll see what they all do, but let's just click submit. And you will see that it's automatically generated these puzzles for you. And guys, get this, each of these puzzles is actually unique. If you take a look at each one of them is automatically generated and is unique. You don't actually need to do it yourself from scratch. So to make it look a bit more like this, you'll just need to make a few edits. So you can make it smaller. We can grab some text and let's just put in a heading like this, and we can make the same font that we used on our cover. So this Aladdin form, Okay, and then we can say start, and let's duplicate this like this. So then we can drag this and we can say that this is the end. Resize the text a little bit so that you can clearly indicate where the start and the end are. Then you can add some images of sharks just like this book has done. So for that, again, just go into here and select shark drawing perhaps to see if something comes up. Okay, and just grab up some of this. So something like this will actually probably be quite good. So let's put one shark here at the start, and then we can add one at the end. So once we've duplicated it, we can show that the shark is swimming out. Then let's add another image. Okay, so we can grab this outline of the shark and we can kind of line them up to go all around the outside of the page. You can use your creativity here. I'm not gonna bore you, but you can see how simple and easy it is actually to do this, to design a book that is based on the proven formula. Okay, you don't need to do anything special. You just need to put in then activity 1, activity 2, and so on. All of these puzzles are already done for you. You can just copy and paste all of these sharks or other graphics to go around the page to make it really nice and exciting for kids. After this, you would need to go to kdp.amazon.com and sign up if you don't currently have a KDP account. That will allow you to start publishing your books. So select what type of book you would like to publish, and in our case we want a paperback, which basically means that it's a physical book, but it's not a hard cover. It's still got those soft, thick covers. That's going to be cheaper. So let's create a paperback book. Essentially, you go through and fill out all of these tabs step by step. So you'll need to enter your book title and subtitle. Make sure to include the keyword that you're targeting. So if it is shark activity book, then this has got to be at the #1 position in your book title. So we'll want to say shark activity book, something like this: shark activity book for kids, 64 awesome and unique puzzles. And this is where you get to enter your author name. You can either type in your real name or your pen name. Pen names are allowed, so you can put in something awesomely unique like John Smith or something crazy like that. Enter contributors if there are any, and in the description, once again, you need to make sure that you enter your main keyword as well as a few variations. Okay, so this is just a short example. If you want some inspiration, just go to the real listings and see what they've put. This clearly worked for them. Do not copy and paste word for word, but you can write something similar. Next, enter your keywords. This is the most important part. So this is where you need to enter all of the keywords that you're targeting. So to do this research, go to Amazon and type in shark activity. Make sure to enter at least your main keyword into your keywords. After this, go into the categories, go through them and see what applies the most. So for our activity book, it would be juvenile non-fiction activity books. Okay, so happy with that. Let's save that. On the next page, you can use the option to get your own free KDP ISBN. So just click this option here and KDP Amazon will assign you a free ISBN. Okay, so here we go. We've got that. Publication date, you can list the date of today whenever you are making this book or creating this book. Here you can then choose your print option. So black and white interior with white paper is what we want. That looks good to us. Trim size is what we chose before, and we went with 8.5 by 11 inches. So I'm going to choose that. Bleed settings, we said no bleed. Paperbook cover finish, you can either go for matte or glossy. It's completely up to you. And then for manuscript, this is where we need to upload the formatted PDF file, and we do this by going back into BookBolt, and we can download our book here. So it says download current project, printed box. This is what we want, and you'll see that in our download there's going to be a zip file, and within the zip file you will see the cover and the interior. So first of all, we've been asked to upload the manuscript. Manuscript is the interior of your book, and this is exactly what we want. Okay, so let's just go upload, and now we're uploading this interior of the book. So let's go ahead and upload the cover now. Okay, so we've got our PDF uploaded. Now we just need to upload the book cover. So let's say upload a cover you already have, and then upload the cover file. KDP will also ask you if you want the barcode to be automatically added. Because we don't have it from BookBolt, I'm going to check this box so that it will automatically add the barcode for us. And voila, we can now launch the previewer, and it's actually going to show us what our book will look like. And here we go. This is the preview of what our book is going to look like, and it's looking pretty awesome. So this is our pages with all of the puzzles. You can see that it's looking pretty amazing, and of course you can do a better job if you spend a bit more time, but it was very quick. I mean, I've done this in about 10 to 15 minutes while I was explaining things. If you spend a bit more time, of course, you can create a much better product, but you can see how simple and easy it is actually to do in general, especially with BookBowl that gives you all of these editing tools. So yeah, if you guys want to do something similar, if you haven't signed up yet, then just click the links in the description below. There is a 3-day trial, a special link, as well as a 20% discount coupon in the description below this video to sign up for BookBowl. So once you're happy with that and you've approved the preview, you can then go and set all of the pricing information. So you can see here under the summary, see it says your printing cost per book, and these are all the different printing costs depending on exactly where you sell it. So you can go ahead here and type in the prices that you want. All right, so let's say we go $4.99, and Amazon will actually calculate the royalty for you. So there is a set royalty, okay, and that's going to be a percentage of what you sell for minus the printing cost. You're going to get a certain percentage of that. So let's say if we enter $6.99 for this book, then your profit per sale will be $2. Okay, if we enter $5.99, then you'll see it'll be $1.44, and so on. And because you've set Amazon.com as your primary marketplace, all the other prices will get recalculated automatically, and you should be making roughly the same amount no matter which marketplace your book ends up selling on. So for example, let's say you decide to go for $5.49 as your price, and you're happy to make $1.14 per sale. You can basically now scroll down and click publish your paper book, and you're done. And from here, you just can go ahead and publish dozens of these books, eventually hundreds of these books. It's like putting a lot of fishing lines into the water, and the more of these books you have, as long as you have done your keyword research well, the more of these books you can be selling regularly, and over time you can really grow this online business into a big passive digital book profits empire. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned something new, then please consider hitting the like button just below this video. I'd super appreciate it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Now, if you guys want to learn another super exciting way to use a very cool piece of technology to make passive profits online, then go ahead and watch this video next. I hope you really like it. It's been going viral, and I really hope that you're going to enjoy this video as well. Thank you once again so much, as always, for tuning into my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.